putting a lot of fucking music out here. We'll be doing the country, the hillbilly, and the Aztec as the night goes on. Straight to hell, boy!
Man, I love Tennessee. There's only 2 streets in that town that make Nashville. When I'm talking shit about Nashville, I'm talking shit about 2 streets.
Okay.
I love living there. It's not too big, not too small. People are nice. It's cheap living. You got your guitar stores, the buses, and everything's right there. But the business, that's where I'm talking shit about CEOs and lawyers. That's what I'm, dissing. Nashville's trying to get me to write on Music Row. That's what's happening more than them coming at me and saying, oh, here's a great #1 song. And I'm like, it don't matter if it's a #1 song or not. They're not going to play it anyway. It might get a little play on the internet, but they're just trying to get me down there. And as I get older, if it's the right environment where it's not like, okay, you got to come up with 10 songs today.
Right.
Well, if it's like, some friends that I know, and if you want to hang out and write a song or 2 in 6 months, that would be awesome.
Well, free shade of black is where I come from. Depression, misery, and hellacious fun.
Okay, in the country, just pick up a guitar. If I'm feeling if I'm not upset, if I'm just trying to come up with something, I pick up a guitar, I hit record on the machine and just start, well, I'm running, I just start playing and singing off the top of my head, go back and listen to it, pick up a pen, write down a few decent words, and that's how it comes about. Now, if I'm upset, it's the same thing. Let's just, if the girl left or something, I hit record and lay it down, man. And that's how 5 Shots of Whiskey, Cecil Brown came about. But on the flip side, Crazed Country Rebel, I was on the road with Super Joint Ritual, just all at once, picked up the paper, it just came out, but most of the time it's always just playing the guitar. With Ass Jack, it's the riff first, whenever I'm feeling like the frown coming on, and all right, dun, 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 dun. The riff is first and the lyrics are always last. I mean, still to this day, I'm a drummer, and I don't understand music theory or any of that stuff. So it's usually, and it comes on your energy. If you're feeling light and fast, well, then you're going to have some fast stuff. If you're feeling a little heavy, and let's say you did a little too many shots of something, well, then that's the bow, wow, 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 kind of slower stuff. But my stuff's always more rhythmic. That's me, one day, me and Gary, whenever we get to do something new, one day me and Gary will be able to toss it back and forth a little bit for right now. But I'm playing everything on the record and writing all the songs, and that's just how it is. Yeah. I mean, on the new record, Bob Wayne, who is a good friend of mine, Working Man, he's the only outside song on there. And on the other record, there's only one outside party. Warren, Denny, and Tommy are the only outside songwriters. And in the past, it's been Wayne Hancock and a couple others. Usually, if I gotta know them, and I gotta be friends with them to have them on the record. It's in August, I
August,
guess,
okay.
man. But we'll always be doing it with or without records. But here in another couple years, I'll be done with Curb. We'll be putting some newer stuff out. Our true fans that's been watching us know that this record isn't anything new. It's the same old, same old. But then again, we're going to be tapping into a bunch of people that's never heard of us, so it'll be a little spark for them. But I wish I could be excited about it. But since I've been sat on for so long, it's like, you know, what I'm excited.
Get your hopes up anymore, yeah.
Well, what I'm excited about, I can't even say. No, he don't bring up any music.
Yeah.
I mean, at all. Yeah, the only advice I ever got from him when I was playing drums for him when I was maybe 12. Yeah, when that boy grows up, he's gonna tell him to kiss his ass just like I did. Yeah, that's about it. You know, not too much advice in the music world. Now, David Allan Coe, he'd step up and probably do it. You know, they were nice enough to bring me in on the Dime Bag and DAC record. I got to go to their world, and if I called up David Allan Coe and asked him to scream, he'd do it. You know, but Hank Jr., he's rockin' Randall, and he can sing loud, but the screaming, nah, it's not his thing, man. He's a blues man. Well, I mean, that just kind of comes with the rock and roll territory. And it's kind of a fascination, really. But I mean, even Hank Williams sang about the light and sang about the dark. And in my songs, yeah, I got the partying theme and all that comes with the rebel and the outlaw. And it's just a little more, even when I was like 7 years old, I was writing stories about the day the devil took over Christmas and stuff like that. It's always been just a weird kind of fascination with me. And it's been a little more easier to write about darker things than happier things. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. But I try to balance it out a little more nowadays. If you look at it, I got songs like Calling Your Name, which is straight up a more Christian religion song. And then you got songs like 3 Shades of Black, which is a little more darker, or like Long Hauls and Close Calls, The Devil Is My Friend. Well, most people don't think that the devil is whiskey. If you drink enough whiskey, that devil is in that bottle. So the devil is my friend, whiskey is my friend. That's what that song is. Everybody think it's about Hail Satan, but that's I've been down there and I hang out with guys that are full on, Satanists, and I hang out with people that are full on Christians, and I hang out with people that don't believe in any of it because they've been dead and made it back, and it's just the way it is. So I'll say it. I'm not that much of an artist. It's more of a fun hobby than anything. If you compare me to real artists, I fucking suck. That's the truth. But it comes and goes. If it's the little boxes with the cork skulls and the feathers and the bones, those are things I pick up from the farm, and a lot of that stuff is my therapy and my detox. Sometimes when I'm trying to, not do something, well, I get that nervous energy and I'll come up and just, come up with something. A lot of the breaking of the glass and gluing it down and just making straight up images, but it's pretty much, black and white artwork. There's not too much depth in it. One day, possibly, but it's just pretty standard, and have fun doing it. And I would say, even if you watch Ozzy on the Osbourne's show, he's doing the same thing. It's a therapy thing. So it's kind of when I'm trying to be a little better to myself is when I do it. For him to say that was a shock. I mean, shit. I know how many shows I have of Hank Jr. fucking wasted telling the audience to fuck off, suck my dick, fuck you, you asshole, right? And we're talking about the guy that wrote Whiskey Bitten Hellbound and all kinds of stuff. As you get older and become a father, those things come into play. I'm a father myself. I got an 18-year-old and all that stuff. I understand it. But for him to be, and Kid Rock to be saying that, it's just, what's that word? It's just so conflicting, or it's not real. That's not what they base their careers on, man. You know, and for me, we've always cussed, and you know, even if we do a family show, I'm like, I'm gonna be saying damn, hell, ass, bitch. I won't say fuck, you know, but people kind of know. But I don't know, that was just really strange, man. You know, my generation, we're just doing what we do. Cussing is pretty fucking standard nowadays. I mean, shit, there's a lot more stuff to worry about than a bad word. Indian American music. An incredible voice, just outstanding range. A true rebel on all fronts. And a guy that's had more than 15, 20 #1 songs that's been ripped off. Just one of the true outlaws. It's never given up and still doing it. And it's amazing that, you know, he got to see Cash play in prison and all that, and that he got out, and look what he's done for himself. Just, you know, a great father, a great person, a very unique style that he had, and one hell of a character. A very heartfelt person that could identify, you know, everyone just kind of felt connected to him, and he just knew how to tell a story in a very simple way that just touched many folks. It's amazing how he was told that he'd never sing ever again after the mountain fall, and look what he did. And aside being pushed out on stage at 8 years old saying, get out there and sing your daddy's songs, he did that. Then he basically about killed himself, and then he came back, and look at what he's done. And he's probably one of the very few artists that's released probably over 100 records. There's not many entertainers that's made it that mark.